everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got game two of this Boston Red Sox Washington Senators series in the pre-1961 Apba League. Leading off for the visiting Boston Red Sox, playing third base Jimmy Collins, batting second, playing second Pete Rowlands, batting third, playing center field Don DiMaggio, batting fourth, playing left field Ted Williams, batting fifth, playing right field Jackie Jensen, batting sixth, playing shortstop Vern Stevens, batting seventh, playing first base Buck Freeman, batting eighth, doing the catching Sammy White, batting ninth, doing the pitching is Carl Mays. And for the hometown Washington Senators, we got leading off playing center field Sam Rice, batting second, playing shortstop Cecil Travis, batting third, playing left field Goose Goslin, batting fourth, playing third base Harmon Killebrew, batting fifth, playing right field Honey Manshee, batting sixth, playing first base Mickey Vernon, batting seventh, playing second base Buddy Meyer, batting eighth, playing doing the catching is Muddy Rule, and batting ninth on the mound for the Senators is Jim Shaw. Let's get down here to Washington, D.C. and get this game started. And you see the upcoming schedule for the Washington Senators. They got one more game here at home against Boston. Then the Philadelphia A's come to town for 3 games, followed by the New York Yankees. Leading off here for Boston in the top of the first is Jimmy Collins batting .211. He's got 2 homers and five RBIs. Going up against Jim Shaw, his fourth appearance of the year. He's 0-2 with a 3.13 ERA. And here's the pitch to Collins. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. Boston gets the leadoff batter aboard here in the top of the first with a leadoff single. And Pete Rowlands is up now. And Pete's batting .154. And I think Boston's going to do a little hit and run here, trying to get something started with Pete. And that might pay off and keep him out of the double play. And that's going to be ground ball down the short. And since they had the hit and run on, only play for Travis is over to first. So the runner will get in scoring position with 1 out here for DiMaggio. And DiMaggio is batting .151. He's got no homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Let's see here. Sorry, that's going to be a pop-up down the first. And foul territory. Vern goes over and makes the catch. And that'll be out number 2. And we got Ted Williams up here. Ted Williams has been hitting the cover off the ball, folks. He's batting .442 on the year. 7 homers and 18 RBIs. And they're going to walk him. An intentional walk. So Williams is down at first and second for Jackie Jensen. And Jensen's hitting .204 on the year with 4 homers and 11 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Shaw strikes out Jensen to end the inning. The Red Sox strand 2 to the bottom of the first we go. Boston nothing. Senators sending up Rice, Travis, and Goslin against Mays. Sam Rice is batting .279, no homers and 4 RBIs. And Carl Mays will be making his 3rd appearance. He's 1-1 with a 3.21 ERA. And here's the pitch to Sam. And that's going to be an infield hit. Sam gets aboard here. With a slow roller down the third. No chance for Collins to make the play. And the Senators are going to do a little hit and run here. Trying to stay out of the double play also. Here's the pitch. And that ball is wrapped out in the... That'll be hit in the right field. And that's going to be a triple. And Travis is going to round third. He's coming home. and they're going to throw him out at the plate. I don't know what he was thinking, but that'll score one. And now there's one out and nobody on, but the Senators take a 1-0 lead here as Rice gets thrown out trying to score on the inside the Parker. So kind of foolish base running there by Travis with nobody out. Now you got Gosling up, one out, nobody on. The Goose hitting .333, 3 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field for out number 2. And Killebrew's up now. And Killebrew's batting .211, 3 homers and 8 RBIs. And if that ball is high, how far is that ball going to travel, folks? That ball is out of here. Harmon Killebrew with a solo homer down the left field line. And that makes it a 2-0 ball game here. Killebrew with his 4th home run of the year, 9th RBI. It's 2-0 Senator. Honey Manchie's up now, batting .260 on the year. No homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Collins. He fires over to first to end the inning, but 2 runs come across the plate. These Senators lead 2-0 as we go to the top of the second. And you got Stevens, Freeman, and White due up here in the second. And Burns batting .326, 4 homers and 10 RBI. That's going to be a fly ball out to Heine and right for out number 1. And out to the plate steps Buck Freeman. And Freeman's batting .128. He's got a homer and 2 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be hit down to second. And that's going to be an E4, but he can't handle it. He holds on to it and doesn't compound it, but Freeman's safe at first on the error by Meyer. So runner down at first, 1 out for Sammy White. Sammy's batting .093. He does have a homer and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to short. 41 and a 9 should be number 1. And it is. And they'll get the runner down at second. Let's see here. They might even double him off. Nope, they won't double him up. So they get the lead runner. That's a 6-4 put out. And now White's down at first with 1 out. 2 outs, rather. And up to the plate comes Carl Mays. He's batting .200 on the year. No homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. But he doesn't mess this one up. He goes the short way to second, and that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 2-0 Washington. We got Vernon, Meyer, and Rue due up here. And Mickey is batting .220. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Collins. He's up with it over to Freeman for out number 1. And Buddy Meyer up now. And Buddy, he's batting $137, no homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a 19. That's going to be a ground ball back to Mays. He's up with it, fires over to first, and that'll be out number 2. And the Muddy Rule steps up to the plate, batting .245 with no homers and 6 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this, wraps that ball in the right field. Jensen gets over in a hurry, cuts it off, holds Muddy to a single. And at the worst, that gets Shaw out of the way here in the bottom of the second. And Jim's batting .143. He does have a homer and an RBI, so you can't root one here, Shaw. And that's a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. That ends the inning. Muddy gets stranded at first. We go to the top of the third. It's still 2-0 Washington. You got the top of the order due up here. Collins, Rollins, and DiMaggio. And Jimmy, he singled his first time up. And he's going to get another hit here. See where this one lands. And that's going to be another base hit in the right field. Heine gets over and throws it in quickly. He'll hold with a single. And Pete's up, and they're going to do some more hit and run here. See what happens here with this hit and run. And that's going to be a 18 and an 8. 18 and an 8. 29. 25 and a 2 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be hit back to the mound. Shaw's only plays over to first. Runner will get in scoring position here with 1 out. And DiMaggio's up, trying to cut into this lead. DiMaggio popped up to first his first time up. And not this time. DiMaggio squares this one up, folks. And that ball is hit in the left field, and that'll drive in Collins. That's a 1 out double. And now it's a 2-1 ball game. And Ted Williams is up now with a runner down at second. And Ted walked his first time up. Here's the pitch to Williams. And that's going to be a 17. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And a 52 and an 8 probably fielding column 2. Nope, barely column number 1. And with 1 out, that's going to be popped up in down the third. Killebrew makes the catch for out number 2. DiMaggio stays put. And now there's 2 outs and a runner, tying run in scoring position for Jackie Jensen. He struck out his first time up. And that's going to be in back-to-back strikeouts for Jensen. Shaw's got 2 strikeouts. Both of them's Jackie Jensen. We go to the bottom of the third. The Boston Red Sox cut the lead in half. It's 2-1. As you can see, the team comparison, Boston's only batting $189 with a 289 on base percentage, slugging a 380 and a 669 OPS. The Senators are batting 249 with an on base percentage of 311, slugging a 446 and an OPS of 757. And up to the plate will be the top of the order. You got Rice, Travis, and Goslin. And Sam, he singled his first time up and came around the score. Here's the pitch to Sam. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Mays. He fires over to Freeman for out number 1. And Cecil Travis is now up. And Travis, he had that RBI triple and got thrown out trying to make it inside the Parker his first time up. And this is going to be a ground ball down to Collins. And that's 2 quick outs here in the third. And the Goose is up, Goslin. And Goslin, he flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Pete at second. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the fourth. We got Stevens, Freeman, and White up here. Byrne, he flew out the right field his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second. Meyer waits for it to come down, makes the catch for out number 1. And that brings Buck Freeman to the plate. And Buck reached on an error his first time up. And that's going to be another ground ball and another error down there by Buddy. 2 errors in this game, both of them with Freeman at the plate. And he's down at first with a 1 out. And Sam White, he grounded into a force out his first time up. And that's going to be hit down the third. See if Killebrew can make it around the horn double play. And it is a 21. They'll get the runner out at second, but they're unable to finish the double play. That'll be a 5-4 put out. So now you got White down at first, and Mays is at the plate. And Carl, he grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. That'll end the inning. Again, the Red Sox strand one. Trail this game 2-1. So we reached the bottom of the fourth. You got Killebrew, Manchie, and Vern due up here. Killebrew hit that solo homer his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. Vern makes the catch for out number one. And up to the plate steps Heine. And Manchie, he grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Jensen and right for out number two. And Mickey's up now. And Mickey, he grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes the Senators. To the top of the fifth we go with a 2-1 ball game. Top of the order due up here for the Red Sox. Collins is a perfect 2 for 2, 2 singles. And this will be the first time they get him out. That's a lazy fly ball in the left field. Goose makes the catch. And there's one down. Pete Rowlands is up now. Pete's grounded out twice. See if he can get on the base here. That's going to be a fly ball out to Heine. So 2 fly balls, 2 outs here in the fifth. And it's up to DiMaggio to get aboard here. And DiMaggio is doubled and popped up the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Killebrew's up with it. That'll be an easy 1, 2, 3 inning for Shaw. Bottom of the fifth we go. The bottom part of the order due up. The 7, 8, 9 hitters, Meyer, Rule, and Shaw. And Buddy's grounded out to the pitcher's first time up. And this will be a ground ball down to Collins for out number one. And brings up Muddy Rule. And the Rule is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Muddy out. It's only Carl's second strikeout of the game. That brings up Jim Shaw now. And Jim struck out his first time up. And that's going to be back-to-back strikeouts to end this fifth. 1, 2, 3 goes Washington. The top of the sixth we go in a 1-run game. 2-1 Washington. You got Williams, Jensen, and Stevens. And if you're a Senators fan, this is when you want to see Ted up, leading off the inning with nobody on. He is 0 for 1. He's walked and popped up the third. And that's going to be another base on balls. Williams trots on down the first. And that brings up Jackie Jensen. And the Senators are looking for the ground ball double play. And Jackie is struck out twice. Can they get the hat trick on him? And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. 63 and an 8. Probably going to be fielding column 3. Yep. And that's going to get the runner. And that's going to get the runner down the second on the ground ball down there. So that's a 4-3. And Williams is in scoring position now for Vern Stevens. So the tying run down at second. And Vern's 0 for 2. Flew out and popped up. And that's going to be a 39. Catcher, 55 and an 8. Column number 2. Balk running to third. If the pitcher is a BK 0, which he is, it's going to be a rare play. So a 39 rare play with a runner down at second. Have to re-roll some dice here. An 11 and a 39 is a 4. That ball's hit out the center field. You got Rice out there in the center. And that's going to be a nice play out there by Rice. A fly ball. He catches it. And Williams will hold at second. Now there's 2 outs. Runner down at second. And can Mr. Buck Freeman deliver here with the Red Sox trailing by 1. Here's the pitch to Buck. And that's going to be a fly ball. Nope, that's going to be a ground ball down to first. And Burns got it. He's up with it. Tosses it over to Shaw. And that'll be out number 3. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. We got the top of the order due up here in the 6th for the Senators. We got Rice, Travis, and Goslin. And Sam's 1 for 2. He singled back in the first, came around to score and grounded out. Alrighty, man. Here's the pitch to Sam Rice. And that's going to be a fly ball out to DiMaggio. Hits it out to his counterpart. DiMaggio's there and makes the catch. You see Boston's upcoming schedule. They got one more game here against Washington. Then they travel to Detroit to take on the Tigers for 2. And then they travel to Baltimore to take on the Orioles. And Cecil Travis is up now with that triple RBI triple and grounded out the 3rd. And that's going to be another fly ball out to DiMaggio. 2 fly balls to center, 2 outs. And can the Goose get aboard here with 2 outs and get something going? He's flown out and grounded out. And Goslin's going to ground that one back to the mound. Mays fires over to first. 1, 2, 3 goes Washington. To the 7th inning we go. He has White due up, followed by Mays and back to Collins. And Sammy is 0 for 2. He's grounded into 2 force plays. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Travis. He fires over to first for out number 1. And Carl May steps up to the plate. And do we pitch hit for him? That is the question. I say we let him swing away. He's grounded into a force play and flew out. He's pitching a hell of a game. That's going to be a ground ball down to Killebrew. And that's out number 2. And Jimmy Collins steps up to the plate. And Collins is 2 for 3. He singled twice and flew out the left. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. See how far this ball travels. And that ball is hit into the gap in right field. That'll be a 2-out double for Collins. Tying run in scoring position for Pete Rowlands. And he delivered here and tied this game up. It's a 2-1 ball game. And Pete is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice, flew out the right. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Goslin and left. He tracks it down for out number 3. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 2-1 Senators. We're going to have Killebrew, Manchie, and Vernon due up here. Killebrew's 1 for 2. He's homered and popped up the short. See if the Senators can add any insurance run here in the 7th with a 2-1 lead. Here's the pitch to Killebrew. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Freeman. He takes it himself for out number 1. And Heine's up now. And he's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and flown out. That's going to be another ground ball. This one down the 3rd. 2 quick outs here in the 7th. It's up to Mickey Vernon to keep this inning alive here for Washington. And Mickey's over 2. He's grounded out the third and short. And that's another ground ball down the third and another out. And 1, 2, 3 goes Washington. To the top of the 8th we go. We got the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up here. You got DiMaggio, Williams, and Jensen. And DiMaggio's 1 for 3 with that RBI double. He's driven in the only run back in the third for the Red Sox. And he gets a hold of this one again. DiMaggio's having a fine game here. And that's going to be a base hit, infield hit. He'll be down at first with nobody out and Ted Williams up. And Jim Shaw's got to be careful here. Williams is 0 for 1. He's walked twice and he has popped up to third. Here's the pitch to Teddy Baseball. And they swing and a miss. He strikes Williams out. That's a big out, number 1 here in the 8th. Jackie Jensen's is up now. That's only Shaw's third strikeout of the game. He struck out Jackie Jensen the other 2 times. He grounded out the second last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And only play is going to be over the first. And a runner will get down the second. So now there's 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. Tying run down at second and DiMaggio for Vern Stevens. And Stevens is 0 for 3. He's flown out twice and popped up. And that's going to be a 18. And that's going to be a nice play down there at short by Travis. Nice diving stop. Gets up, fires over to first to get Vern, and that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 2-1 Washington. We got the bottom part of the order due up here. Meyer, Rule, and Shaw. Probably a pitch hitter for Shaw this time. Buddy is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's going to be a base on balls. Buddy gets down to first with nobody out. And I think they're going to do another hit and run here with Muddy up, trying to stay out of the double play. And that's going to be a 29, a 35 on a 1. 35 on a 1. Be fielding column 3. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. Mays is up with it, tosses it over to first. And Buddy gets down to second with 1 out. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Shaw. So he's going to pitch 8 innings, a 5-hit, 1-run ball. See, he's going to come off the bench here. And here comes the judge. I think the judge is coming. Joe Judge coming off the bench for Washington. The lefty. Where's Joe at? There he is. And Joe is batting .333 on the year. No homers and 2 RBIs. He's got a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. That should be fielding column 3, I would think. 50-something on a 7. It is. And with 1 out, that's going to be popped up the third. Collins makes the catch. So now there's 2 down. And a runner still at second for Sammy Rice. Can Sammy get a big insurance run here for the Senators to go into the top of the 9th, leading by 2? Sammy singled back in the first. He's grounded out and flown out since. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Ted Williams. That'll end the inning. And the Senators strand 1. We go to the top of the 9th. It's a 2-1 ball game. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch. Got the lefty Freeman due up, a righty, and then a pitch hitter. Let's see here. Who do they want to go with? That is the question. Do they want to go with Porterfield or Zachary, the lefty? That's the question. Let's see what the bench has got here. I think they're going to go with Porterfield coming out of the bullpen. Bob Porterfield's coming out. He's going to try to close this game out, folks, with a 1-run lead. So let's see what Bob can do here in the 9th. This is Bob's 5th appearance. He has 1 loss and 1 save on the year with a 4.05 ERA. He'll be facing Freeman White and a pinch hitter for Mays. Buck's 0 for 3. He's reached on an error twice, and he is grounded out to first. And that's going to be a ground ball. I think this is going to be out in front of the plate. And Muddy makes a nice play. Gets out of behind the plate. Pounces on that ball. Fires it down to Mickey for out number 1. Brings up Sam White now. And Sam is 0 for 3. He's grounded into 2 fielder's choices and grounded out to third. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second. And the Red Sox are down to the last out here, trailing 2-1. No pitch hit for Mays here. See who's going to come off the bench. Face Porterfield. And Doc Kramer comes off the bench. Trying to keep this game alive here for the Red Sox. And Doc is batting .286 on the year. No homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that's going to end this ball game, folks. And the Senators take this game 2-1. Scoring those first 2 runs in the first inning and making it hold up. Go to the box score here. Check it out. And the Senators 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. The Red Sox out-hit the Senators but couldn't outscore them. One run on 5 hits for Boston and no errors. Jimmy Collins had a nice game for Boston, going 3 for 5. And DiMaggio was 2 for 4. And that's really all the offense that the Red Sox had. 5 hits by those 2 guys was it. Nobody else got a hit, folks. And the Red Sox were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position, stranded 8 runners. And for the Senators, nobody had a multiple hit game. They was 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. You had Killebrew with that homer, and then he left 2 men on base. So Mays did a nice pitching job, but the Red Sox offense just couldn't help him out. Mays goes 8 innings, picks up his second loss. He's 1-2, 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 3, and gave up that homer to Killebrew. But Mr. Shaw outpitched him. Jim picks up his first win, goes 8 innings, 5 hits, 1 error, 2 walks, struck out 3. Porterfield comes in, gets his second save. 1 inning and 1 strikeout. go take a look at the standings now here in the American League. Excuse me. You got the New York Yankees leading the Indians by 1, the Tigers by 1.5 games. The Senators are now 2.5 games back. White Sox 3.5. The Red Sox and A's are 5 games back, and the Orioles are 5.5 games back. And now Lou Gehrig's leading the American League with a .429 batting average as Teddy Baseball slips to .422. Lou's also leading the American League along with Babe Ruth with 9 homers. Al Trusky with 19 RBIs. And in the American League, you got Bob Schalke leading the league with a .4 ERA. 3 pitchers, Chesbro, Josh, and Walsh with 3 wins, and Joe Page leading the American League with 5 saves. And Lou Gehrig is now leading the MVP voting in the American League. And Ed Walsh is leading in the Best Pitcher Award category. And let's take a look here at the third and final game of this series. See what the pitching matchup looks like here on May 4th. And it looks like we're going to have Marvin Parnell pitching for the Red Sox going up against George McBridge for the Senators. Can the Senators sweep these Red Sox, or can Boston get out of Washington with 1 win? That'll be the question. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders, and on your way out of Washington, hit that like button and leave a comment. Till next time, y'all have a great day and take care.